bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearing host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Matt. How you doing?
Oh, just fine. Recording this on Monday night after the Orioles just lost 6-3 to the dreadful St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, it's always fun to record when your offense does not show up.
Josh, shots fired.
And once again, I have an issue with Brandon Hyde. If we want to just jump into this game that we just finished. Once again, second time in like a week, ninth inning or extra innings, game on the line, and he lets Cedric Mullins bat. I believe this is how I started last week's episode.
Yeah.
Was they lost when it gave Cedric Mullins too many opportunities.
Yeah, he's had a couple good at-bats the past couple of days, but he continues to struggle. Today was like a classic lose to a bad team kind of game.
Yes.
They had, their Gray pitched really well for them. Offensively, they had a couple blue hits, and then their big home run came off after it should have been a strike 3 that the umpire missed. Umpire was terrible tonight, by the way. And then of course, what should have been strike 3 turns into a 3-run homer. And that just felt like, just not our night. And Gunnar, homered for the 4th straight time, which is impressive. Made 2 sensational defensive plays. So he's a freaking superstar.
And, he's now leading the league with home runs.
Yeah. And they had that crazy stat of, fastest to 14 home runs.
Yes.
Under age 22 with a bunch of elite names up there.
I should have put money on him preseason for league MVP. He's having an unbelievable year. If it continues, he's the MVP.
Yeah, I think right now most people give it to Juan Soto, but certainly he's up there in the running. I think he's going to. Bobby Witt Jr. is having a great year. Juan Soto's having a great year. Gunner's having a great year. That's going to be a fun MVP race to watch. Yeah, the only good thing that happened tonight is the Yankees blew their lead in the 9th, so they lost. That's the only good thing to come out of tonight. Pretty rough game, but again, these games happen. Like bad teams beat good teams, so I'm not losing sleep over this game. I'm losing sleep over my little league game earlier tonight, but I'm not losing sleep over this game.
You're not worried that the Cardinals are gonna sweep us?
No, I don't think our sweepless streak is in danger.
Okay, I don't really care about the sweepless streak. I know you don't either.
No, I don't care either. I think it was broken against Texas, but whatever.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, before we get into things, we got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about the Orioles made some moves. We lost McKenna. We're going to lose Bauman. Interesting decisions in the bullpen.
Yeah.
But just Little League real quick because it's on my mind. And
no, let's get to Little League. You had a game tonight.
It was the start of our tournament. So this is the end of season tournament. And first of all day today, Josh, and this is partly because it's summer. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching an online course, but that's it. And it's like very chill. Emily's working, so I'm doing all the kind of the dad stuff, stay-at-home dad stuff. But like, I have too much time on my hands. Is what the truth is. Between dropping the kids off, I'm just on my computer doing work. But it's not like, I don't know, I need to do stuff. I need to go into a classroom, teach in front of people to occupy my mind. I have too much time. And so all day, I don't know how much you stress about games. I was like, I couldn't even explain why, but all day I was like stressed out about this stupid 8U game.
Yeah.
Like all day. Like it was like messing with my mind
How many
and like
lineups
stressed
did
to the
you
point
make?
of like even like not even feeling well because I'm so stressed out about this game.
Yeah. How many lineups did you make?
I only made one.
Okay.
Though a lineup is a wild card because my kids don't even
Yeah.
tell me when they're coming or not coming. So I don't even know what a lineup means anymore.
Right. True.
But I was even like I was a little stressed out because Emily's working and she's working tonight, and so I had to like handle childcare, and our usual babysitter's going to watch kids. I had to get taken to the game, so that's a little stressful. But like other than that, like I'm stressed out about the game, but I can't even really articulate why. Because I'm just a coach. But I was stressed out, and then we played the game. The first inning, absolute disaster. We're down 7-0 before you can blink. It's 7-1. It was 7-1
Okay.
at the end of the first inning. They increased the run limit per inning from 5 to 7 for the tournament.
Just in time for you to give up 7 runs. All right.
Yeah. And the thing is, Josh, I mess with my position sometimes. I move them around.
Yeah.
But like the one position that has stayed the same the entire season is our first baseman because I need someone who can catch the ball.
Okay.
And he catches everything. He's amazing. He catches everything. I love this kid. First inning, he can't catch anything. He's let a ball go between his legs. 2 balls he just dropped. He couldn't catch a thing at first. It was just a fluky, weird thing.
Yep, I've had those games.
And then you wake up and 7-1.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 6th inning to the 6th inning, last inning of the game. It's 8-8. So we came back, we tied it.
All right.
We only gave it 1 run the rest of the
That's
way.
great.
It's 8-8. I got a run on second base. Fast forward this part. I need it. This is the top of the 6th. Silas is up. Josh, I'm so nervous for Silas. I lose it. I turn it because remember I'm the pitcher here, and I'm so stressed out. And don't tell me that like people talk about like the clutch gene, and some people say, well, clutch is not really a thing. I'm a total believer in clutch because every time I get in a stressful situation in athletics or just in life, let's be honest, I panic and choke. And I turned into the mound. Silas is up with 1 out. This crucial at bat. I turned into freaking Chuck Knobloch with the yips. Like I can't even throw him a strike. I threw one like at his eye level, one in the dirt. You only get, and Silas is taking them. Silas will take a pitch, but you only get 5 pitches. And so finally the ump is like, you have to swing. Yeah, there's no walks, and you only have 5 pitches. So after 4 balls, you got to swing at one.
So this isn't even a little kid blowing the game for you. You're about to blow the game as the coach.
This is me. And then so 5th pitch, I throw a ball in the dirt, like it hits the plate, literally hits the plate. Silas has to swing, so he swings, strikes out. Silas looks at me in like total disgust, like, what is wrong with you, Dad? Not even throwing me a freaking ball I could hit.
That's all you.
Yeah. I was like so stressed out trying, when you try so hard to throw a strike, I couldn't even like, I was just trying too hard. I was thinking too much. Anyway, hate that. I'm going to be so happy when I don't have to pitch anymore. I hate pitching.
Yeah, it's way more fun to stand on the sideline and yell at the kid that's struggling to throw the ball over than to try to throw it over yourself.
Yeah, there was a parent who shot something at me, and it was like, it says warranted. Yeah, it was bad pitches.
I'm surprised you guys don't do the sling pitch.
I'm gonna because I gotta do this next year. I'm gonna put in a proposal for it.
Because then it's more even. You put the ball, you step on the thing, it tosses.
Yeah, I've never seen this contraption, but I'm gonna request that we do that next year. So anyway, and we end up losing 9-8 in the bottom of the inning.
Tough game.
Yeah, it was really tough. I felt bad because I felt like I let the team down, specifically Silas, and then Silas was after the game. Like when I get a tough loss, and I was mad about the loss, I thought we were the better team, which I never think. But this was like we were both 2 bottom seeds, both 2 and 6. But I thought we were the better team. But then Silas, so after the loss, like I'm stressed out still because it's stressing me out coaching a team. And then I got to take care of the 3 kids kind of by myself, and that's stressing me out. And so I'm just stressed all around. And then Silas wants to like rehash the game and talk about it and talk about decision. And I don't want to talk about the game at all. My response after a loss is let's just ignore it and pretend like this whole thing didn't happen.
Right.
And Silas wants to kind of rehash. And Silas has issues always with the first base coach, telling him to run or not run. And he feels like he knows better than the first base coach. Probably does, but so he kind of talked him through that. And then so I was just irritated. And I was even before the game, I was like getting short with my kids because I was just so stressed about the upcoming game. And so, yeah, I just feel like I failed as a coach. And I made this move where I took our center fielder and I swapped him with the right fielder. And the reason I did that was because our first baseman was dropped so many balls. I wanted my better fielder, who was a center fielder, to move to right to back up first base. And the right fielder who struggles, he's a developmental project. I moved him to center, and the winning hit came to center and just went kind of right past him and all the way to the fence. So it was just I made coaching errors. I made bad pitches. I was just irritated at that part. I shouldn't be stressed. The players should be stressed, but somehow I made it all about me and cost the team a game.
I've made mistakes where I feel like I didn't want to pull the kid because he's a 10-year-old, he's a 9-year-old, and I leave him in there for like one too long of a batter. Or I'm like, I trust him to get me out of the inning, and he can, instead of getting that last strike, he gives up a grand slam. I've made that decision. I've made that mistake so many times and get angry at myself on that. Or a kid who plays shortstop awesome at practice, and I'm like, oh, he can handle this. I put him at shortstop, and every ball like goes through his legs or stuff. Coaches' mistakes happen all the time at this age because there's no consistency with the players at all.
Yeah, there really is.
You can't trust anyone.
You can't trust anyone. You can't trust anyone to catch the ball or throw the ball at this level.
No.
Two key components. And so you have a game where you have an inning where you give it 7 runs, and we gave it 1 run until the 6th inning because our defense played like normal again. So like we've made such strides, and so I'm happy with that, and I'm happy we made a game of it because I thought the first thing, oh man. But yeah, it's still.
So is that the end of your season now?
No, we have 2 more games still. We play in the losers bracket for the tournament. Okay. And then I got to see if I have enough players, but there's 1 more game on the schedule after Memorial Day.
That's so weird. Is that like a makeup game or something?
No, it was always on the schedule. And I think they bumped up the tournament because so many kids were leaving the week of Memorial Day or
why don't they just get rid of that last game?
Well, that's what they wanted to. And I said, I still want to play one more game. So I was actually pushing. I don't want the season to end. So I was saying, well, so I got to see if we're going to have enough players and if the opponent's going to have enough players to play that game.
Yeah, our season ended last week.
Okay.
Or maybe even the week before. It ended I think last Tuesday, it ended, or Monday.
So how'd the playoffs end up for you? Did we talk about that on here?
I'm not sure if we did. We lost a close game. We lost by like 1 run, 2 runs, something like that.
Yeah.
So tough loss.
Yeah. But are you doing fall ball? Are you
I am doing fall ball, I believe. We are discussing changing leagues to find one that cares about rec baseball and cares about the kids practicing and doesn't just want the rec money to finance their Diamond Kings travel ball.
Yeah, the travel ball thing is tough. As I consider putting SAS in travel ball.
Right. Yeah.
It's tough. Because I get so frustrated with them as well. And I did happen today too. It's happening back-to-back games, Josh. This I just blows my mind. I understand like parents sometimes complain about umps. I mean,
yes,
parents complain about their kids and parents complain about everybody.
I did have,
and I'm okay with that.
My ump came and warned me in the playoff game because of one of my parents.
Like control your parent.
Control the parent, or I'm kicking the parent out of here.
Yeah. Did you say you'd do us both a favor if you just kick the parent out?
I said, just do whatever you want. I don't even know whose dad that is.
Yeah.
But I wasn't basing that.
But the second straight game, I had assistant coaches for other teams complaining to the ump about calls, like yelling at the ump about calls.
I've had
like, assistant coach, like, dude,
dude,
I don't even care. Like, there clearly was missed calls both ways because the guy's making $10 an hour. Who cares? They're gonna get some calls wrong. Hopefully, it evens out. It's not a big deal.
One of my pitchers got hit by a pitch in the game, and he's one of my better hitters. So he got mad, and when he got hit because it hurt, and he threw down his bat and threw down his helmet and got mad, and then he went down to first base. Then next inning, he's pitching and he hits a guy, and it's by accident. It's 10-year-olds. They can't.
Kids don't know where they're throwing the ball. Sure.
But I had a parent from the other team come over and call me over to the side of the fence, and I said, "What?" He goes, "You better get your pitcher out of there. He did that on purpose. He threw that on purpose. He needs to be kicked out of this game." I said, settle down. It's 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
I said, if you wanted to do it on purpose, it would have been a fastball.
Yeah. Yeah. And parents are one thing, which is assistant coaches are a whole nother bizarre thing. But also too, like.
But if the assistant coaches are yelling, then it's their coach that needs to tell them to settle down.
Yeah. And also, can I say, I've said this I think before on here, I'm really okay with bad calls at this level because kids need to learn umps aren't perfect and bad calls are made, and you can't let that totally get in your head and just affect you for the rest of the night. And it ate you, honestly. Like, I saw Steph cried one time when it was a terrible call. But other than that, it's not usually the kids who get upset. It's usually other people who are upset, the parents and the coaches who are upset. Right. Kids can take it kind of in stride that, people mess up.
Kids get upset. 10-year
really?
Kids get upset at the umps.
Yeah, my 8U kids
stop arguing with the umps. Don't argue with the ump.
Don't see, I've never had a single. Besides Sass crying one time.
No, I've got multiple of those, and then end of the game. Oh, we lost because of the ump. You never lose because of the ump.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet. Kids are still innocent.
Yeah, exactly. Your kids are still young. Yeah. No, I get all that, but I mean, just watch a game like the Oriole game tonight. The umps are wrong all the time.
Yeah, these professional umpires are wrong all the time.
Yep. What was that play the other day where it was clearly I forget the play, but it was a clearly safe play on the replay, and they still called it out looking at the replay. Umpires get things wrong all the time.
Yeah. So are you staying in 10U? Are you moving up? This is another year in 10U?
I don't know.
All right.
I think you might move up. I think it might be 11U in the fall. I think fall might be when we move up.
Okay.
I don't know. Something to look into.
Yeah. All right. All right, we can get some Orioles talk now. Thank you. I got that off my chest.
All right.
Feel better about now.
All right. You want to go over some of the transactions the Orioles made this week?
Sure.
Because they made some moves, and I think we had interesting takes about every move they made this week.
Yeah.
There weren't any obvious moves.
Well, and often kind of one move led to other moves, right? The domino effect here.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. So let's go back. I guess Austin Hayes was a week ago. So let's start with Austin Hayes. So they reinstated Austin Hayes and designated Ryan McKenna for assignment.
Yep. And I know this is not what we're doing here, but Austin Hayes, since he's come back from the IL, has been playing a really good ball and hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, he got really impressive walk he got in the ninth tonight.
Yeah. Last 7 games, on base percentage of .400. So
so it's nice to have good Austin Hayes back.
Hitting the ball hard. Yeah. I think he was dealing with a lot of stuff: injury, illness, slow start to spring training, all that. Every excuse, how they throw him out. But also legit things that were slowing him down. So hopefully he's healthy and can be a contributor, because we need another right-handed at bat in the outfield. So, but yeah, Austin Hayes reinstated, and the corresponding move.
McKenna DFA'd.
Yeah.
Now this is right after, and I guess was it the same day? I guess it was the same day they optioned Kjerstad and brought up Stowers.
Yeah, I think that happened first. I don't know the
I think
timeline, but Heston and Stowers,
which just seems a little odd to bring up Stowers and Hayes, bring 2 outfielders up at the same time.
Yes, but we agree that the only reason the Stowers for Heston move was made, well, I think there was 2 reasons. One, to give Heston Kjerstad more consistent at bats because he wasn't getting them at Camden Yards, and Kyle Stowers is a little bit of an upgrade defensively. If you're going to use him less, you can at least use him defensively.
Correct. But I guess it's not a weird move as long as you're fine with losing McKenna. Right. I don't know if. I guess what I don't understand is I don't see Stowers as an upgrade from McKenna, because McKenna was playing pretty good ball.
Yeah. I think
you didn't have to lose McKenna unless you brought up Stowers, because you could have optioned Kjerstad and brought up Hayes and be done with it.
Option
Right.
Hayes?
No, you could have optioned Kerstead
Yes.
and brought up Hayes.
Yes. I see
You
what you're saying.
didn't
And
have to
Stowers and
make two
Kerstead would
separate
be at
moves.
Norfolk, and you could roll with Hayes and McKenna.
Correct. But anyway, they chose not to do that. They DFA'd McKenna. The Giants picked up McKenna.
Yeah.
Are you sorry to see McKenna go?
Yeah. I think he was Sal's first autograph. I think that's true. We met him at kind of when they first did their caravan and came to downtown Annapolis, and he was very nice to us and nice to Silas. I think I think his bat is underappreciated. I think he has a good bat that is underappreciated. I think his defense, in my opinion, is overappreciated. Like, I just find him stressful to watch defensively every time the ball is hit his way. I don't think defensive replacements, you should feel that way. Like, they stress you out every time the ball hits their way. So it can maybe undervalued offensively, overvalued defensively. I think a good but not great base runner. A good but not great base runner. And so he feels to me like a really good, I'm not going to even say fourth outfielder, maybe fifth or sixth outfielder.
Yeah.
and so, yeah, would I prefer Ryan McKenna still be on my team in AAA Norfolk? If injuries happen, you can call him up, sure. But I'm happy. Hopefully he gets a chance to stay on a major league roster. I think it's good for Ryan McKenna. And we've talked about here between Stowers and Kerstedt. We have some depth there in the outfield. So, yeah, I'm okay with losing McKenna.
Right. Now, you got to remember, he did have 2 home runs with 8 at-bats.
Yeah.
So he came out and showed some pop.
Yeah, no, I think he has underrated pop. I think if he can play every day, he could hit 15 to 20 home runs.
Right.
I don't know if he can hit for a good enough average.
I'm curious to see. He hasn't played for the Giants yet. I'm curious to see if he can stay on that roster and play well, because I like the guy.
I do too. And I think he has the ability to be a good player. Now, I forget when, but earlier this season they sent Ryan McKenna down and he cleared waivers.
Yes.
And this time around he didn't.
Do you think they just assumed he would again?
I think they didn't care. I don't think they care. I think, I'm not going to say this. Part of me wants to think that Elias is a little bit happy because it makes one less tough decision.
Right.
Like, I think, and we'll talk about the next move with Bauman, but I think that kind of same thing with Bauman. Like, if I do this prevents me from having to make tough decisions down the road. And so now we no longer have to he has to think about entertaining Ryan McKenna. He can just go with some of the young guys who have earned their way up here.
True. It's one more veteran out of the way.
Yep.
All right. So then the next move was made on Saturday when Grayson Rodriguez was reinstated and Michael Bauman designated for assignment. Now, Grayson did not have any rehab starts, right?
Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think he had any rehab starts. I think that's true. Yeah.
So then it really is. He woke up with a sore shoulder, and they said, "All right, just rest. We need to bring other guys up."
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Not an injury anyone needed to worry about, and he came back and was able to pitch fine.
Yeah. And I'm Josh, and we'll get to the specific Mike Bauman move and your reaction to it. But just in general, aren't you surprised no one else has woken up with a sore shoulder between on Saturday? Like, I thought on Saturday someone was going to wake up with a sore shoulder,
yes,
but no.
I thought so too. Instead, they went the bullpen route and they moved Cole Irvin to the bullpen.
I thought they were throwing Webb a bunch of innings to maybe help his shoulder to hurt.
Wear him out. I don't know. You think they couldn't get anyone to a little sore? Everyone stepped over the potholes.
I mean, end of May, someone's sore, right?
Yeah,
no one's messing up. So anyway,
the bullpen was a little worn, so they made some adjustments, and what they did is they designated Bauman.
Right.
Someone's picking Bauman up, right?
I think it's very likely. And the timing is interesting too with Mike Bauman because he was actually starting to pitch well. So, like, earlier in the season, I think everyone was ready to have him gone. But lately he's been pitching really well. If you just look at his last 7 games, or even last 15 games, 16 innings, ERA of 3.31, 14 strikeouts in those 16 innings. So it's pitching even better as of late. He hadn't given him a run in his last 3 appearances over like 5 innings. So yeah, it's a little surprising given that he was finally starting to pitch well and given that they stuck with him for so long, right? Like he's been in this organization for a while. He's been up in the majors, right, since 2021 for the Orioles, and they kind of kept on trying to work with him and sticking with him. And now at this point to give up on him, I found surprising.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm surprised that Bauman's the one to go in that bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, a couple other options, and there's not.
Suarez?
Yeah, I mean, how much do you like Albert Suarez? Listen, this is a 37, whatever he is, year old journeyman who had a good spring training and a couple good starts. And all of a sudden, you're saying he's more important in his bullpen than Bauman? A little surprising. Now, maybe you could argue that Suarez can give you a little bit more length than Bauman can. But again, we'll get to the Irvin move,
right.
But it appears that Irvin's moved to the bullpen to give you that length as well. How many guys that give you length do you need back there?
Yeah.
And so they must really see something in this 37-year-old journeyman to think he's a more valuable piece than Bauman.
Do you think that maybe it is that Suarez, you see, could maybe start closing some games? Do you see that as a little different look at the end of the ball game where you've seen Kimbrel struggle?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very, I don't know. I would say very, I think it's unlikely that Albert Suarez becomes your everyday closer at any point in the season. I would be surprised. Maybe it happens. But I think they view him as a 2-inning guy.
Right. No, and well, I don't know. We've seen him as a 2-inning guy. We've also seen him come in for 1 out.
Yeah, at the end of we found yeah, he's. I think they're still figuring out his role, right? He's coming in different situations.
Sure.
The other option they could have gone with, I mean, I know Keegan Aiken's pitching really well, so it wouldn't be a slight. And and let me just apologize to Albert Suarez. I said 37. He's 34. So, and to his credit, he's pitched really well this season. So, like, no shade at Suarez, but it's just interesting that they would choose a 34-year-old journeyman over a guy they spent and kind of been committed to for so long. But they also could have gone the option route, and there's very few bullpen arms with options. And I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I know Keegan Aiken has options. I think it might be one of the only ones. And Cano, but they're not touching Cano. So Keegan Aiken could have been someone they've optioned. Now, that would not be a demotion based on performance because Keegan Aiken's pitched really well and coming in some kind of key critical parts in the end of games.
Yeah, he's another guy that could be a closer type guy.
Yeah, potentially. But they could have optioned him just to buy time till someone's arm does get sore or an injury pops out, which is kind of doing Keegan Aiken dirty. But I don't know. They've done Heston Kjerstad dirty. They've done other players dirty. But instead they went with, DFAing Michael Bauman. Now, like I said before, the one positive Michael Elias might look at it, well, here's one less complicated, tricky decision because Tyler Wells, I don't know what his injury, where he is at. I assume at this point he's got to do rehab starts or whatever. Rehab appearances.
I got a Tyler Wells update right here in front of me. His elbow
Thank you.
was bothering him, and we are still in the mode of waiting for the symptoms to dissipate before we can ramp up to any type of throw-in.
Oh, it's going to be
so right now he's basically getting treatment and rest, and this isn't something that we've emerged from the woods on yet. And we have a timetable, and in fact, seeking additional opinions. So I don't have a whole lot to report, unfortunately. This is from Elias on May 15th.
Oh, that's terrible.
5 days ago. Yeah, no, that sounds like
terrible.
That sounds like he might not pitch this year.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
When you can't even, when you don't even know. And all right, I didn't realize it was such a serious elbow injury.
Yeah. So again, it helps out Elias to not have to deal with where does Wells fit in this team, but it sucks for Wells.
Yeah, no, it does. It does suck for Wells, and we like Tyler Wells a lot, friend of the show. So we wish him a speedy recovery and a full recovery. Um, so yeah, but going forward, we've already talked about the 6-man rotation and kind of the trickiness around that. So this, I guess, gives you one less kind of thing to worry about with the bullpen. Still, I'm surprised again when you feel like your bullpen, could be a weak point of this team that you let Mike Baumann go, who had the potential to be a strength. I hope he doesn't get picked up. I hope he goes to the minors, to Norfolk, and gets pitches well. But I think it's very likely he gets picked up by another team. And if he does, I hope he pitches really well.
Yes, of course. Now, it sucks to have so many. It's like we talked about in the past about too many good players. So then you're bound to lose some people that you like and that you enjoy.
Oh, and just wait till we lose Santander. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, this has happened. You get good, and you can let good players go because you have great players coming in their wake.
Correct. You just hope that they play well, not against your team, but against everything else.
Yeah. Just real quick, because you mentioned, the Tyler Wells injury update. There was also big injury news with the Orioles this week. Unfortunate injury news. Yeah, Coby Mayo fractured a rib. It's going to be out for, they're saying, maybe 4 weeks.
Well, again, it helps out Mike Elias because there was a lot of pressure to bring Coby Mayo up. He's been playing the ball really well.
Yeah, and I didn't see how he got fractured ribs. I don't know if it was got hit with the ball in the game or if Mike Elias hired people to jump Coby Mayo.
A pillow fight while he was sleeping.
A couple lead pipe to the chest by Mike Elias goon to say, Coby Mayo, you're too hot. People are talking about calling you up to replace Urias. We can't have that. But no, it does make Mike Elias' job a little bit easier. It's really unfortunate for Coby Mayo just because he was having such a fantastic season.
Yeah.
So you hope he can recover quickly and pick up where he left off.
Yeah. I know we're all over the place and everything, but
no, we're not. I thought we were doing the injured list, going through the transactions. I went on a slight tangent, but a relevant tangent because talking about the injured list. I think we've stayed really on point this episode. I'm proud of us. Let's not go off the rails now. But go ahead, Josh.
Let's not go off the rails.
You got to tie to something we've been talking about.
All right, let's stay in Norfolk for a minute.
Okay, I like what you did there.
Do you think Rob Long really has any insight in the Orioles?
Who's Rob Long? What are you talking about?
Rob Long from 105.7.
Oh, yeah, the Big Bad Morning Show.
Yes.
And he also does spots on MASN.
All right. Rob Long said that he said this morning on the radio, that he heard that the O's are considering Jackson Holliday for center field. Would you consider moving Jackson Holliday to center field? Now, let's look at the Orioles' history. Adam Jones was a shortstop, moved to center field.
Yeah.
But isn't it a little like, shouldn't they have considered? Is this a panic over Cedric Mullins? Is this we don't have? Where's the weakness? Because Mateo's playing well. We don't want to. Westberg's playing well. Mateo's playing well. We don't want to disrupt that with Jackson Holliday. Where can we fit Jackson Holliday on the big league team? Why would you try to move him at another position when he needs to work on is hitting the ball? What do you think? Do you believe any of this?
This is weird to me.
He has no playing time in center field.
Right. He has all his playing time at second and short. He still gets a handful of games at short.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say it's a bit unfortunate for Jackson Holliday. I don't know if I'm like Heston Kjerstad. I'm still demanding a trade if I'm his agent. If I'm Heston, I'm demanding a trade. I don't know if I'm demanding a trade for Jackson Holliday point yet, but he's not going to play shortstop for the Orioles. He's not.
He's not. His only hope is second base.
Not this year, not next year, not in 3 years. Because Gunnar Henderson is a freaking amazing, has emerged into an elite shortstop.
Yes.
And so Jackson Holliday ain't playing shortstop.
And Westberg's playing an outstanding third base.
Sure. And so second base seems like a really logical position.
Right.
Yeah? You don't have another second base. Who's your second base? Mateo?
It's Mateo, and
Yeah.
then you squeeze Urias in once in a while.
Right.
And
So
move
there's a
forward.
clear spot for you. And
Well, and what
Mateo's
I don't
right-handed
get-
and you're left-handed.
And what did they do with what have they talked about Mateo? They've talked about Mateo playing center field. So if you want to put Holiday at second, you put Mateo in center field.
Yeah, but that's happened, I think, one game so far. Like,
Right.
they've talked about it, but haven't done it.
But now they're talking on the radio about Holiday at center field. They've never done that before.
Yeah.
There's no sign of that.
I guess the only argument could be made is if you're unhappy with Mullins and you're looking for Mullins' replacement, and you don't
But
think
how is that not Cowser? Or
right, it also has to be connected to the argument that you don't think Cowser is a good enough center fielder.
But why wouldn't you put Hayes in center and Cowser in left? Unless you're planning on trading Anthony Santander and losing right field.
But even then,
You
Heston
got
Kjerstad.
Stowers or Kjerstad over there.
Heston Kjerstad, he's the answer.
Yeah.
He's your long-term right fielder.
Like, there's
Heston
really
Kjerstad is.
no reason to put Holiday in center field.
Yeah, I'm trying to think to kind of flex my mind around it. And like, even if you don't like Austin Hayes, you don't see his future, and you don't think
even if you
Cowser's
do-
good enough center fielder, it's a reach.
Even if you don't like Cedric Mullins. And you know me, I'm very frustrated with Cedric Mullins this year. I really want him to find a pothole.
Josh, no, you don't. You want manager Hyde to re-envision
Yes.
Mullins' role in this team. That's
Yes.
what you want.
That's a better. I'm ready to platoon Mullins and
Yeah.
see how that goes.
Yeah.
But Holiday isn't the answer for center field because Holiday will not be ready to play center field this year. Not in any timely fashion.
Maybe. I mean, I think Holiday's an elite outfield.
I get
outfielder.
that
He
he's
can
an
play
elite
center field.
baseball player, but
Yeah.
you're not
He's got
gonna
the
be
speed. He's got the speed.
right. But this isn't
Presumably,
like,
he's got the arm.
this isn't being like, all right, you're going to come up and play third. You're going to go up and play outfield where you got to judge the ball differently, watch it off the bat differently. I'm
Yeah.
sure he can do it, and he's got the speed. But I think you don't be like, all right, you got one game at Norfolk in center field, and now we're bringing you up. I don't even think this is a real thing.
I don't think it is either.
I think
It
this
could
is
be. I mean,
stretching for something to talk about because you haven't had anything to say about Holiday in a while.
it could be. I mean, we've seen some stuff with Norfolk where, Heston plays first base, kind of Norby plays, who's second base, and plays the outfield. It could be something that they, people in management have discussed, right? Like, you talk about these things,
Right.
Like, what if we did,
I think-
try Jackson in center field? How would that work out? Like, I'm sure, like, at some point, maybe someone's mentioned something about it, and maybe Rob Long was talking to somebody, and they mentioned how they were just having this conversation, and even though it's not a serious consideration, just something you talk
It's-
about, and then Rob Long turned into a story. It could be something like that.
Buck Britton's the coach over at Norfolk now, right?
Yes, brother of Zach.
All right. Yep. I would like him to just put all the positions in a hat and just draw. All right, Kjerstad, reach in here and draw what your position is for today.
That's pretty much what I do with my a
Exactly.
team. Just do it that way.
Exactly. Just shuffle it up because you will have reporters losing their mind if suddenly Kjerstad's playing second base and Holiday's in right field and Mayo is catching. You can have guys just lose their mind over stupid stuff. Just all you got to do is do it once, and then you'll have articles written for years about how Kjerstad can play second base.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing is I could think of, I'm just trying to rack my brain on how that could be possible. Like, maybe if they absolutely love Connor Norby and you think he's the future second baseman or something, you're like, oh, shoot, we got to find a spot for Holiday. But that's
Well, I
not how
guess-
it works. Like, Holiday
I guess
is a
Mayo
superstar.
also.
You find a spot for Norby. You don't find a spot for Holiday. Holiday gets the spot.
But what if your answer is that Holiday is such a superstar he can go anywhere?
Yeah. And it probably
Where
could.
Norby and Mayo, we got to keep them in the infield.
Yeah. I mean, we see it with a lot of we see a lot of the good athletes do this. You mentioned Adam Jones, but like Mookie Betts is playing shortstop this year. Mookie Betts was shortstop, then of course spent the majority of his career as a right fielder, then went to second base, shortstop. So like I think superstar athletes like Jackson Holiday, you can play anywhere, and I'm sure he could transition to center field and fine. It's just I'm not buying this story. I don't buy it.
I don't either. I think it's all fake.
Yeah.
And I think Good for Rob Long to get people to care about his show and talk about it today.
Okay. Can we get back to what we're talking about though?
Sure. More injuries? You got more injuries for me?
No. We were talking about the transaction page of the Orioles.
Okay.
All right. And there's one other corresponding move because you mentioned Grace Rodriguez came back.
Yeah. What move did I miss?
Michael Baumann DFA'd. And this is not a transaction.
Oh, Cole Irvin to the pen.
But a domino effect, Cole Irvin, who has been fantastic this year.
Irvin.
He's been amazing as a starter. Gets demoted to the bullpen.
Yes.
Despite his amazing performance. Josh, I've already demanded trades for Holiday and Kerstedt. Should Irvin's agent be on the phone also demanding a trade?
No. Cole Irvin's I think this speaks so highly of Cole Irvin that he can then go to the pen and pitch well out of the pen and not complain and not have an issue with it. And then when it's needed, he'll come in and start again. I like Cole Irvin. I think he's a great team player.
Okay. All I'm saying is, he's rocking that 2.76 ERA. He's started 7 games for us, throwing 42 innings. It's a lot of innings for 7 games.
No, and he's 4-1. Yeah. A 104 whip.
Yeah, he's just pitched really well. And now you're putting him into a long relief role after he's dominated.
I would have rather seen him tonight over Dean Kramer.
Hindsight is 20/20, as they say, Josh.
Yep, I know.
If Dean Kramer would give no runs, would you still have said that?
Well, no, but he didn't. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah. I wonder how quick they'll change their mind if Dean Kramer has another bad start. Is this something like if Dean Kramer has back-to-back bad starts where you say, okay, Cole Irvin, now you're the starter, Dean Kramer, now you're in the pen, or are we going to ride with this for a while? How long is Dean Kramer's leash here as a starter since you have another starter you could go with? I'm really going to talk about Albert Suarez. You could go with him tim too.
Yeah, you got Albert Suarez, who has been great as a starter. You've got Cole Irvin, great as a starter. You got Dean Kramer, who had a 3.72. He had the highest ERA of any of our starters before tonight, and he didn't pitch well. So I don't know what you do with Dean Kramer. I think it's also a trust factor of, do you trust Dean Kramer coming out of your bullpen? And I think
right, because Cole Irvin's done it before. He's done the bullpen.
Irvin's done it before. Work. Cole Irvin, you've seen be able to come in at any point. We've never seen that out of Dean Kramer. I have no reason to believe Dean Kramer can pitch. Can I, if bases are loaded, 1 out, can I bring Dean Kramer in and trust he will get a double play out of me, get a ground ball hit? I cannot trust Dean Kramer on that.
I know, but on the flip side, Josh, who's more likely to load the bases to then bring in a reliever? Dean Kramer is more likely to load the bases than Cole Irvin.
How many options? Does Dean Kramer have options left?
I don't know.
I really think it's more likely to send Dean Kramer down than to move him to the bullpen. And my guess is that he is out of options.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted, because maybe that could be an option. If you wanted him to move into the bullpen, you could send him to Norfolk and have him pitch out of the bullpen for a few games. Like, I guess that could be possible.
Right. But if he doesn't, my guess is that he doesn't have any left. Or I think you would have sent him down as one of these corresponding moves.
Yeah.
I think he stays in your rotation because you don't trust him in the pen and he's got no options to go down yet.
Oh, no, I just pulled it up. He has one option. According to Fangraphs.
Then he needs to go down.
Well, after this one start?
No. He's your 7th starter based on ERA.
Yeah, but Josh, he's got an ERA under 4, right?
Yes, but you've got 6 guys with a better ERA than him. 6 guys that have a better ERA starting than him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone's got to get bumped. And do you want Dean Kramer to start your game, or do you want Cole Irvin or Suarez to start your game? Who do you trust in those situations? Do I say, okay, well, I trust Kramer only because I want to use Cole Irvin if he gets in trouble. But if you just start the game with Cole Irvin, then maybe you don't have the trouble. Like, I'd have to look more into Dean Kramer and where he struggles. Maybe he's a piggyback guy. Maybe you let him pitch 3 innings, and then you pull him, and you go with Cole Irvin, you go with Suarez. You've got these long relief guys that have proven starters. We have 7 starters. Find a way to use them creatively.
Yeah. I'm on the trade that Cole Irvin should demand a trade train, but unfortunately, Cole Irvin does not, or fortunately, I should say, Cole Irvin does not agree with me. Here's I don't know if you saw Irvin's quote.
I haven't, but he's a team player. I'm sure he has great quotes.
Here's his quote. He said, quote, "We need another bullpen guy. Unfortunately, we lost Big Mike."
Hey, and just like that, we lost Matt. So, unfortunately, tonight we lost Big Matt. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. I guess his internet dropped out or his computer died. I don't know. We will find out in a little bit, I assume. Let me see if I can find that Cole Irvin quote. But clearly he's talking about, hey, Michael Bauman's out, so someone's got to fill that role, and it's going to be Cole Irvin. Now, if they would just have demoted Dean Kramer, then they wouldn't have had to lose Bauman, and it could have been Cole Irvin. It's a very weird spot to be where we have 7 starting pitchers that are perfectly fine. I mean, Wells is hurt, but then you put Suarez in as number 7. If you're looking at that list behind me, right over here, I mean, I was just excited that on Sunday, for once, Burns got run support. We talk on here all the time about how Burns, unfortunately, only gives up 2-3 runs a game, but he gets no run support. So finally, yesterday, he got some run support, and it was good to see that. I'm going to just send Matt a text and see what happened, make sure he is getting back on. Otherwise, we will wrap this up. All right, so let's see if I can find that Cole Irvin quote, because I do not want to just spin into I hate Cedric Mullins this year rant, because I can easily do that. All right, Cole Irvin's had a sub-3 ERA, a scoreless streak that reached 22 2/3 of an inning. He was supposed to start this past Wednesday in that game that got rained out. So then he got skipped, and they moved him into the relievers. So I don't know if it's long-term or just based on the skip. Cole Irvin said that we need another bullpen guy. Unfortunately, we lost Big Mike, and we need Grayson back, and he's healthy. Just a numbers thing, you know. I'm going to do my job the way I was doing it at the beginning of the year, the way I did it last year. Like, whatever the team needs of me, I'm going to do. So just keep it simple. Don't think about too much other than I have a job to do now in the bullpen. I mean, Cole Irvin's been pitching the best he's ever pitched in this starter role. But then he's very good comments about moving to the bullpen. Matt,
didn't I just read that quote, or you didn't hear me?
No, you cut out with, unfortunately, we lost Big Mike, and then you just left.
I was pulling up the Cole Irvin quote, and that was too much for my laptop to handle. It just, the whole thing just froze with my 50th tab opened up to pull up the Cole Irvin quote. So
he continued with, I want the best. I want everyone to be healthy. Ideally, for my role, it's get the job done, execute pitches, and just keep doing what I've been doing. Nothing changes.
Yeah. And everything we know about Cole Irvin is those quotes are what we come to expect.
Yes.
And yeah, total class act about moving to the bullpen.
But I don't know if it's a long-term move with him in the bullpen or if they just found a way to use him since his start got rained out. Because he was supposed to start Wednesday against the Blue Jays and it got rained out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
also, yeah, no, I agree. Also, it's May 20th. It's a freaking long season.
Yes.
Feels like we've been playing baseball forever. It's May. Like we got a ways to go. We got a month and a half to the All-Star break here, people. So yeah, his days of being a starter are not over. I guarantee he will get more opportunity to start whether it's a week from now or a month from now or 2
Correct.
months from now, he's going to get a chance to start again, and hopefully pitches well and can hold down a starter role. But you love the good competition, right? Like this is not our 2005 rotation here. Like this is not your, waiting for the cavalry rotation here.
Right.
This is a legit major league starting five that we can line up against anybody. Oh, and by the way, Corbin Burns all season hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any start.
No,
He's
and
an ace, by the way, if you haven't noticed.
And he finally got run support yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the win-loss record does not reflect how good he's been because he's lacked the run support.
No, the one thing that
he's been great.
The one thing that did happen, or many things happened since our last show, but another thing that happened is the Orioles struggled some. The Yankees are playing outstanding, so the Yankees moved into first place, and we're in second place. Do you care, or do you look at that as it's May? Who cares?
Yeah, I saw someone put on, and I don't follow dum-dums on X. I only follow like 300 people, so I don't follow dum-dums. But someone said, well, the division just isn't for us in 2024. We got to get the wild card, though.
It's May.
What are we talking about here? Like, and I know, like, listen, the Yankees playing really well. Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, their pitching's been good. Garrett Cole could be coming back next month. But yeah, it's a freaking long season. I'm not standing watching at this point. If we play really good ball, we'll stay close. Like, they played a little bit better. I think they have the best record in the American League. So good for the Yankees. We played pretty well when we played them heads up. I like our chances against the Yankees heads up, but I also kind of like it. I kind of like the big bad Yankees being back to the Yankees that we remember.
Yeah, no, we're gonna.
I think it makes it fun for us as fans.
Yeah, we got a chance to win the division with everyone playing great ball, with Tampa Bay playing well, and Boston's even hanging in there. As shockingly, the Blue Jays are at the bottom of the division right now. We know that's not going to stand. So,
but it might, because the other teams are so good. And
right, but that's the exciting thing, is all the teams are good, and that's what we want. We want to win this division with them all being good, and we be even better.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't mind Boston losing 100 games, but I do. Like, last year, we had some really fun games against Tampa. Right, it was us and Tampa. And by the way, Tampa was up, by 10 games in May, and no one's going to catch Tampa.
Right.
No one's catch Tampa. Well,
Yep.
Someone did catch Tampa, but we had some great.
Who caught Tampa?
We did. We had some great rivalry games with Tampa last year. That
Yes,
just
I know.
high intensity games.
Yes.
But Josh, imagine this year those
With
same
New York.
games, but the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like, there's something. But imagine playing them when the whole upper deck isn't carpeted off, or whatever they do. Tarped off. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Not carpet, tarped.
But the Orioles don't even
a
bother
carpet
to
would be
put a
nice.
tarp up there. They just
What?
leave it empty.
Yeah. But Tampa Bay
But-
doesn't even. You
No,
can,
no.
yeah. They
Oh,
do.
I see what you're saying. Tampa. Yeah. Tampa,
Yeah, I'm talking more about Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa definitely tarp. No.
Yeah. But imagine those in Yankee Stadium, I'm saying, and at Camden Yards.
Well, imagine at Camden Yards now that the crowds are finally back in Camden Yards.
Yeah, we're gonna have good crowds. We're I don't know what the attendance numbers are, but they gotta be good, Josh, right?
Yeah, they're good. They got to be good.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see when we go up for some games in June. Early June is our next time up, and I'm curious to see if, now that the Orioles have gotten used to the crowds, if Concessions knows how to handle the crowds, because that's always been a problem with the Orioles, is they are prepared for low crowds, not for big crowds.
All right. Now I bravely ventured to open another tab to check out the
All
attendance numbers.
Well, we'll see you next week, Matt.
It's worked so far. Last year they were 21st in baseball in attendance, averaging 23,911 fans.
Okay.
This year, so last year was 23,000. What number do you think it is this year? And last year was a pretty good attendance, right? It was up.
I'd say 27, because school's still in session. So I'm not expecting a big jump yet.
I mean, 2022 was 17,000, so it was a
Right.
huge jump to 23,000. And you're right, school's not out. There's been some bad weather, crime
Yes.
in Baltimore. But right now we're at 25,416,
I'll take that.
which would put us 17 in baseball. So
I'll take
up
that.
4 spots and 2,000 more fans
And
per game.
Yeah, and school's not out, and we're still not even 2 months into the season. It's still real early.
Yep. And I think when we get to some of those big Yankee series and stuff at home, and we get into some of these playoff baseball, I think that 25,000 number will be a little
It
bit
will
higher by
increase.
the end of the season.
It will be, yeah. Totally agree.
So the Dodgers, 46,000, blown everybody in baseball away. That's a crazy number, 46,000 a game.
Well, I mean, they've got Ohtani. People want to see Ohtani. Not to mention everyone else on that team.
Yeah, not to mention, it's Los Angeles.
Yes.
Big city. All right. That's it.
I think so. I think we covered everything this week. This coming week, we've got a few more games against the Cardinals, as that's a 3-game series, and then we've got the White Sox for 4. So we should be winning some games, is all I'll say.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what our record looks like after the the Cardinals won. I think they won 6 out of the last 8, so they've actually been playing well the past couple weeks. And the White Sox went a little heat streak too. I think they won up like 5 in a row. But
did they really? Because they only have 14 total wins.
Yeah, but then they fell back to earth. But yeah, I expect. Certainly you like to take two out of 3 against the Cardinals, and I feel like you can never guarantee a sweep, but you should take 3 out of 4 against the White Sox.
Yeah, you should take 3 out of 4 against the White Sox.
And then we'll be in a good position where we just have a rack. After that, Josh, I'm going to look at the schedule ahead. But after that, it's divisional game.
We've always said June is the toughest part of our schedule. June is ridiculous.
Well, Josh, because you know why? You have a bunch of divisional games, and then you take a break from the divisional games, and we'll be in Baltimore for this with the Braves. And after the Braves, the team with the best record in baseball, the Phillies.
And also for the month of June, there is 1 day off.
Really? This is just brutal. And then after the Braves and Phillies, you get the Yankees.
Yep.
And then you get the Astros, who are now starting to play like the Astros again. So they'll be healthy. Oh, and I think the Guardians, aren't they winning the AL Central? You get them after the Astros. Oh, and then once you've done that, to wrap up June, you get the team who won the World Series, the Rangers. So, June is absolutely brutal.
June is brutal.
Brutal. So we need to win these. All that to say, we need to pretty much win every other game in May before we get to the brutal June.
2 more games against St. Louis, 4 with the White Sox, 3 with the Red Sox, and then we roll in. So, got to win those games.
Yep. I think we have to win. Yeah, we have to win a bunch of these games before we get to June. So, all right. Good. Feel good about that. Not good about tonight's game, but good that we can bounce back. Get this offense rolling again tomorrow.
Does our streak that neither of us care about, the sweep streak, I have a feeling that's ending in June.
Oh yeah, it'd be embarrassing if it ends in May. Can I say that it's going to be embarrassing if it ends in May? Though baseball's funky, and it'd be hilarious if it ends in a 4-game series against the White Sox. That'd be hilarious. But yeah,
for us to be swept by the White Sox.
Yeah, and that's how our streak ends.
I think if we get swept by the White Sox, it more than the streak ends.
Oh yeah, you think X explodes? Oriole fans' heads blow off. But yeah, I have a hard time envisioning the Cardinals, White Sox, or Red Sox sweeping us. But then
June,
any team in June.
Unfortunately, June it could happen.
Yeah,
because baseball is weird. It doesn't make sense that it's gone for over 2 years.
Yeah, it's nonsense that we've gone this long with this streak.
Yep.
But, all right, let's get out of here. We got our own streak going on here.
We do?
I don't know. We record it. We do the show every week.
Yeah. We've
some kind of streak.
We've been doing the show for 59 minutes.
No, I meant we've been doing this show for how many years, Josh? Okay,
I know.
That's the streak.
564 weeks.
Yes. And we're gonna do 565 next week. Probably.
We will. Sounds good. I'll see you then.
All right, sounds good. Check us out on all your social media platforms. You can follow the show on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram.
Yep. Follow
Facebook. and X. You
Yeah.
can follow me on X at Section 336. You can follow Josh on X.
At Josh Soroka and at Birdland Sports, and now also at the at Mike O'Mara Show. Check out the Mike O'Mara Show.
Are we throwing that in here too now?
Hey, it's what pays my bills.
All right, fine.
We
Also,
don't have ads in this show. There are ads in the Mike O'Mara Show, and that's how I make money.
for any interested high school grads, Mercer University is a great institution of higher learning. Are we going to go there too? Okay. Just paying the bills.
Yeah, just pay the bills.
All right.
Do you get more money for each student that signs up?
No, but like based
Mhm.
on enrollment in the specifically the College of Education
Okay.
is what
You're
keeps
right.
me employed every year.
Okay, you're right. You're right. All right, I agree.
All right, boys and girls. Thanks for listening. And as always, go O's.